Hi guys, welcome to your video lecture for today. We're going to be going over our latitude and longitude notes. It looks like this in your notebook. There's also a screenshot of this page up on your assignments. So if you'll turn to this page, we'll get started. So today we're going to be doing our bell ringers, some vocab, and then going through our latitude and longitude notes. So we're going to start, with our vocab. So if you will, pause me so that you can take these vocab notes. When you're ready, unpause the video. We have one last vocab word for you to copy down. It is right there. Go ahead and pause me so that you can copy this down. And our bell ringer for the day. So this is going to go again in your bell ringer box with the date of August 27th. You have 4 questions to do. You do not have to write the question, you just write the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. What does latitude measure? What does longitude measure? What is the prime meridian? And what is the equator? So if you'll write those down, pause the video. Go over our answers. So number 1, latitude measures north to south in our distances. Longitude measures east to west. The prime meridian is at 0 degrees east-west, and it is a line of longitude. And then the equator measures 0 degrees north to south, and it is a line of latitude. There's a video. I will post it up into our help section that explains latitude and longitude. You're welcome to view it if you're having questions or you just need a little bit more help. We're going to get going with our notes, so if you'll turn back to this page, please and thank you. Here's what they're going to look like in the end, but we are going to zoom in so that we can copy down all our notes. So latitude and longitude lines are used. They make a grid on the Earth's surface, dividing the Earth into hemispheres, and it makes it easier to locate places on Earth. So if we're standing here in Bladen County at Emeru, we have our specific latitude and longitude coordinates that when put together will give us a pinpoint of our exact location. So our globe, instead of our map, shows the accurate shape and size of the Earth's features. What unfortunately it does not show is accurate details. So our features look good on our globe, but the details of those features are not as good. So if you will copy these down, again, and as always, if you need to pause the video to write down your notes, that is fine. We're going to start with latitude today. So latitude are lines that are also called parallels because they run parallel on the globe like this. They never cross. That's what our notes at the bottom say. Right there. I won't use my mouse anymore because it brings that up. So they never cross. Our equator makes a complete circle around the Earth or in the Earth. Latitude lines are uninterrupted. That means that they do not cross. They do not hit one another like our lines of longitude will, and we'll learn that shortly. So our lines of latitude, they run east to west, and they run horizontally. Remember, horizontal versus vertical, horizontal, vertical. The equator divides the Earth into the northern and southern hemisphere. So when we were learning our definitions for our prefixes and suffixes, hemisphere might be a word you don't know. Hemi means half. Sphere means round, so half round or half sphere. In this case, it's half of the Earth. So the equator divides the Earth into the northern hemisphere, right, which includes North America and the Arctic. And then the southern hemisphere is below the equator, so that includes South America and Antarctica, Australia, and parts of Africa. These lines are labeled with north degrees. That little 0 symbol by the end stands for degree. It's important when you're writing lines of latitude and longitude when you're writing those coordinates. And south, S with the degree symbol. and they go from 90 degrees north to 90 degrees south, with that 0 being in the middle. So 0, 10, 20 degrees north, 30 degrees north, 40 degrees north, or all the way up to 90, or 0 degrees south, or 10 degrees south, 20 degrees south, 30 degrees south, all the way down to 90 degrees south, which is at the southern pole. So those are our lines of latitude. When I was growing up, I learned to distinguish latitude and longitude. Latitude, fatitude, so it is going this way, horizontally. They run horizontally. We are going to switch gears now to longitude. We're going to check out a map first. So I have labeled for you the equator in blue. That is at 0 degrees, and just a reminder, your equator is a line of latitude. Okay? We have some special lines in other lines of latitude, and that is 20 degrees north, which is our Tropic of Cancer, and 23.5 degrees south, which is our Tropic of Capricorn. In between those tropics, those lines, the blue and green line, are typical regions that are warmer and tropical in weather. After those regions, we have warm climates as well, but they are less warm and less humid, and less consistent of a temperature. And later we'll learn why that is. If we switch gears now to lines of longitude, lines of longitude run vertically from pole to pole, so vertically from northern pole to southern pole. The prime meridian divides the Earth into this might not mirror, right, into your eastern and western hemispheres. Hemi, again, means half, sphere means round, half of a round ball is a hemisphere. Half of the Earth is a hemisphere. Lines of longitude are labeled with west degrees and east degrees. That little 0 symbol, remember, means degree. They run from 0 degrees to 180 degrees east to west. So these are not parallel lines. If you look in my arrow right there, they intersected the pole, so they never make a complete circle. We also call these lines meridians, while our lines of longitude, if I forgot to remind you, are called parallels. Okay, so longitude meridians, latitude parallels. Longitude lines will cross and they come together at the poles, so they go in like this, where our lines of latitude never cross. If we go back to our map, remember, pause if you need to. If we go back to our map, our lines of longitude, our most famous one is the prime meridian line. It is found at 0 degrees of longitude. Sorry, pause there. That is the pink line labeled on your map. Please draw and label this line on your maps. And then our other famous line of longitude is the international date line. It is found, it's cut off a little bit at the top, but it is found at 180 degrees for your lines of longitude. It could be 100 degrees, 80 degrees east or west, because the 180 degree is where they meet, right? So our lines of latitude never meet one another because they are parallel. But our lines of longitude do meet at the poles, and they actually wrap around together. So if you were looking at this map, I want you to think of it folded together. If I were looking at a map, I would want you to think of the map. Say this is my map, and this is my line, my meridian, day prime, my prime, meridian. Okay, there's my prime meridian. At this end right here, say this is 180, my international date line, and this line right here, I want you to think of them wrapping around, because a map like this is a 2D description of a 3D object, our globe. So I want you to think of them as coming together and meeting in the middle. So our lines That international date line is actually where they would cross, right? International date line right here. Right, meridian right here. So remember, a map is a 2D projection of a 3D thing, the Earth. So once you've completed those notes, please remember to add color, right? We use color at the very least. Use 2 colors to distinguish between latitude and longitude. It'll be very helpful for you with your map to label your lines using color. Make sure you take a picture of your notes, submit it to Canvas. You can do this by taking a screenshot. The instructions for a screenshot are on your assignment, right? So the instructions for a screenshot, if you have a Dell, you're going to press the Windows logo key and the print screen key together. If you have a Mac, it's Command-Shift-3. Take a screenshot. If by chance you need to do this on a computer, which is suggested, you can pull up a picture-taking application, so a camera feature. Hold up your notes nice and clear and take your screenshot. You can take a picture on your phone and then of your completed notes, and then go into Canvas through your phone and you browse your files, which would be your pictures, and upload that picture that way. There are several different ways to upload a picture onto Canvas. We've gone through many in class and many through video, so you should be experts by now, but if you're having issues, please email me about it. Thank you guys and have a great day.